guest is an AFL success story, starting his career on the rookie list, and within 13 weeks he was playing for Collingwood in the 2010 AFL Premiership. Well known as a strong tackler with a quick sidestep, please welcome to the show Collingwood football star Jared Blair. Holy moly. Wow. Now, first of all, do you play on the wing?
No, I don't.
Where do you play?
Forward, mainly.
Okay, great, because we'll probably be winging this tonight. This is my first interview. Bad joke, thanks for the terrible laughter. Now, Jared, I mean, that's a pretty amazing feat to accomplish. Now, tell me, how many grand finals have you been in so far?
I've played in three.
Three grand finals so far, and you were one of the youngest people to come through, was that right?
Yeah, I think it was my first year of senior footy when I was lucky enough to play in 2010, and I think there was one other bloke younger than me at the time, so it was pretty special, yeah.
A huge achievement. Now, I mean, I'm going to state the obvious right now, but I mean, you are sitting down now, but you have got to be probably pretty small for a footy player. Like, you've still got big muscles. I've got to be careful how I say this because you've still got massive cannons on him. So, but like, surely that must make things difficult for you?
Yeah, I suppose at times it does. It depends who you're fronting up next to. I've had a couple of occasions where I've been around a bloke called Buddy Franklin. I don't know if you know him, but he's a pretty big boy and it doesn't end too well for myself, that's for sure.
How tall are you exactly?
174 centimetres.
Yeah, right. So, okay, fair enough. Now, footy runs in your family.
Yep.
You have a relative who was playing footy. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my grandfather played about 100 odd games for Hawthorn back in the 50s and 60s, and uncle played about 30 odd games for South Melbourne. Yeah.
Okay, now Collingwood, the Magpies. Now we're having a bit of a chat out the back, and I said to you, in a very kind way, it's got to be one of the most hated teams in the AFL. I'm just saying it's probably true. Is it well known? Is it a fact? I mean, because we had a couple of Collingwood fans come in and sit right in the front row, and I said that there was somebody coming in from Collingwood, and they were all like super pumped. They pumped their fist, pulled out their false teeth, and just sitting in the front row right there. What's it like playing for one of the most hated clubs or the most hated club in? It's true, in the competition.
I don't know, I suppose we spoke about it at the back a little bit that, you know, there's a lot of people that hate us, but we're lucky enough to have a few that think we're all right too. So, you know, you got the ones who support you, but you definitely try and avoid the ones who don't because they're pretty passionate in their hatred.
You're right, and I mean, it's also a bit of a bonus because you've got probably one of the biggest membership counts in the entire AFL, is that right?
Yeah, it is. I think we're the highest at the minute, which is exciting.
Yeah, that's very exciting. Okay, so you've always flown under the radar a little bit as a player. You know, do you find that it's difficult to keep your private life private when you're out in the community? I mean, footy players, you're always hearing about them getting into trouble. Is it an issue?
It is for certain blokes. I think the bigger names, like we've got a bloke called Dane Swan who happens to make the papers a little bit.
Okay. No longer friends. All right, fair enough.
Yeah. He enjoys the nightlife, and he sort of takes up the back page for us boys a little bit. I think there's a certain group of players, it's more the high-profile blokes who the media are interested in, but for the rest of us, it's not too bad, mate. Yeah.
And you always hear the bad stuff, don't you? You don't hear the good stuff. You don't hear about all the community work that you guys do and getting out there. Are you involved in any kind of stuff? I guess it's part of your role sometimes, is it? Yeah,
it's part of the job, really. We're sent out to community programs all throughout the year, you know, and a lot of that stuff does go on. It's just that, you know, the media is more interested in publishing the things that are a little bit more interesting to read, you know, like the Essendon saga at the minute. But, yeah, there's plenty of good that goes along with the bad, that's for sure.
Fantastic. Now, mate, final question that I promised a few of the girls out the back that I'd ask. Are you single? He's a good-looking boy. I mean, that would keep you out of trouble. You got a girlfriend?
My girlfriend's watching tonight, so I'll say I'm not single.
Ladies and gentlemen, best of luck, Jared, for the remainder of the 2013 AFL season. Please put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen, for Jared Blair. All right, after the break, Jules here with Ask Jules, and we have our first ever edition of the world's worst game show. It's live on Bowen.